Developing countries should not be held to the same environmental standards as developed nations, even if this delays progress in fighting climate change. Negara-negara berkembang tidak seharusnya menerapkan standar lingkungan yang sama dengan negara-negara maju, bahkan jika hal ini menghambat kemajuan dalam memerangi perubahan iklim. On Ocean Knockout starts now. Esther.
Thank you. I believe that sustainable development goals is very important for the whole world to focus on. Environmental care is very important for us to understand, and why Indonesia should stand up for this. Despite of the developed countries has progressed very far, but we know that Indonesia is a very progressive country, and we are striving to achieve the sustainable development goals by 2030 and supporting the world's focus on these matters. So I believe that Indonesia has all the powers, and we put our focus on to contribute to the environmental how by we are protecting our mangroves, we are decreasing the use of our plastic by 3C, reduce, reuse, and recycle. So I encourage everyone to remember your 3C, reduce, reuse, recycle. Thank you.
Thank you. I respect your answer, but I would say I disagree with your opinions. Because for me, a development nation also find and focusing on another challenge, on another problems in their country, which is like a poverty, education, and health instead of the problem of the climate change. And I know the climate change is the environmental issues that's very important, but we have to focusing in another perspective in life to build a capacity and responsibility to the nation, to the development of their nation. And as a medical doctor, I see that this problem also important because the problem is focusing in global development like poverty and health issues, and I encourage everyone to focus more on health issues and poverty. From that we can build a capacity to everyone to reach out and to solve the problem. Thank you.
Esther. Freedom of speech must include the right to offend, otherwise it's not true freedom. Kebebasan berpendapat harus mencakup hak untuk melakukan pelanggaran. Jika tidak, itu bukanlah kebebasan yang sebenarnya. On Ocean Knockout starts now.
Saya setuju, karena menurut saya kebebasan dalam berbicara itu sendiri hak dari masing-masing pribadi, bahwa ketika kita berbicara itu ada yang kita pikirkan dan apa yang mau kita ungkapkan itu menurut saya hak dari berbicara itu sendiri.
Sudah itu saja?
Iya.
Baiklah, terima kasih, tepuk tangan dulu dong buat Camelia. Benar, semua orang berhak untuk memilih. Alright. Advanced genetic engineering such as CRISPR, a technology that research scientists use to selectively modify the DNA of living organisms, should be widely adopted despite the ethical concern to eradicate genetic disease and improve human potential. Rekayasa genetika tingkat lanjut seperti CRISPR, sebuah teknologi yang digunakan para ilmuwan penelitian untuk memodifikasi DNA organisme hidup secara selektif untuk diadopsi secara luas meskipun ada masalah etika untuk memberantas penyakit genetik dan meningkatkan potensi manusia. Silakan berhadapan. On Ocean Knockout starts now. Siapa? Stella. Silakan Stella.
CRISPR is a technology that modified genetics so that the people that have such a very rare disease and important disease can be cured. And I invited you all to reflect on the life of the children with cancer, with AIDS. They don't deserve it. So there's a case, the doctor in China already done CRISPR to babies that the mothers have AIDS. The babies will have AIDS if there is no CRISPR. So that is why I strongly agree that we should be able to provide this technology such as CRISPR for those in needs. Thank you.
Baiklah, Nadia, silakan.
I believe that we are not God, we are human. And for doctors to be taking the place of God, and that it raises ethical concerns. How do we know that this technology will be sustainable for years? People live until 80. They live until they are 100 years old. How do you know the babies that are born from CRISPR technology today will be healthy throughout their lives? What if those babies who never asked to be born are not healthy? What if 50 years from now they face health difficulties? How are we going to be able to take responsibility as human? I believe that we should take this matter in a very considerate manner. Thank you.
Alright, scary. Di negara-negara dengan kelebihan populasi yang parah, negara harus menerapkan kebijakan pengendalian populasi yang ketat, termasuk membatasi jumlah anggota keluarga. On Notion, Knockout starts now.
Thank you for the question. Saya setuju dengan pendapat tersebut karena menurut saya jika populasinya sangat padat maka tidak akan terjadi ketidakseimbangan lingkungan pastinya. Kita tahu di negara-negara yang padat akan penduduk pastinya akan membuat kemacetan serta banyaknya masyarakat yang tidak mendapatkan kesetaraan mulai dari pekerjaan, pendidikan dan kesehatan. Menurut saya sangat penting untuk bagi negara tersebut untuk menerapkan adanya tingkat kelahiran seperti di negara kita pastinya seperti ada satu keluarga boleh untuk 2 anak saja seperti itu.
Baiklah, luar biasa sekali. Terima kasih, Ravena. Selanjutnya, silakan Putri, boleh di encounter pendapatnya.
Terima kasih. Bagi saya tidak setuju karena menurut saya semakin banyak manusia di muka bumi, semakin kita untuk bisa menerapkan seperti contohnya kita mencontohkan agar bumi dan pohon-pohon ditumbuh agar alam ini menjadi sehat. Terima kasih.
Luar biasa ya, jadi banyak anak banyak rezeki. Maksudnya maju harus memprioritaskan warganya sendiri sebelum memberikan bantuan luar negeri. Bahkan dalam kasus krisis kemanusiaan yang sangat ekstrim. On Notion Knockout starts now. Wow. Farah, mejanya sampai retak ya. Baiklah, Farah silakan.
Okay, so in my opinion, I would have to disagree with this statement. I believe due to the globalization, there is a moral obligation and a global responsibility to provide as a developed country for others in need. For example, if I may illustrate, you see a stranger on the street and you can see that they are hungry. They do not have any food, but you just went to the grocery store and you bought 5 bags of food for your family. Now, of course, your family is expecting you to bring these 5 bags of food home. However, it wouldn't truly harm them, correct? If you only brought 4 or 3 bags of food home. So you could definitely share your kindness and share your resources for those in need. So in my opinion, if you do have the capabilities, you should definitely try to help another country or another friend, another stranger, if you are truly capable. Thank you.
Luar biasa sekali. Thank you so much, Clara. Cinta, please.
Thank you. I'd like to respectfully disagree because I think that developed countries should, in the end of the day, prioritize their own citizens. Why? Because I believe that the main responsibility of the government is to their citizens first before anyone else. It's the government's responsibility to prioritize the country's healthcare, education, system, even politics within their own country. A country always have finite resources, meaning that they only have so much to share within their country or even outside. Therefore, I believe that with that resources that are available, as a country, we should first prioritize the issues that are very important within their country before going forward with anything else. Let's take an example of the United States. Even if United States is a developed country, they have problems such as homelessness, unemployment, and
Time's
etc.
up. Lebih besar atas sistem pendidikan untuk memenuhi tuntutan angkatan kerja modern. Bahkan dengan resiko mengabaikan mata pelajaran akademis untuk dihapuskan. Onocean Knockout starts now. Wow, Mela. Luar biasa ya, kayak Clara juga tadi ya, dia semangat sekali ya. Tadi sarapan apa kok semangat sekali ini? Lupa sarapan apa, oke. Silahkan Melan.
Baik, saya setuju dengan motion ini karena menurut saya perkembangan teknologi sangat membantu yang namanya pendidikan di bidang pendidikan dan perekonomian sesuai dengan SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals atau yang terlibat yaitu ekonomi growing, perkembangan ekonomi. Saya percaya bahwa ketika kita menerapkan teknologi yang canggih dan ketika kita mengikuti standar yang seharusnya sudah ada saat ini sesuai dengan perkembangan zaman, maka akan menimbulkan yang namanya perkembangan ekonomi suatu negara dan bahkan dimulai dari swasta itu sendiri. Terima kasih.
Baiklah, silakan Maria counter her statement.
Thank you, Melan. So I would like to address this notion. On the first notes, we should highlight the words of should be given more control. So I disagree with this notion because more means there will be a lot of the private coordination rather than the nation and also the government about to take over. So as a nation, we should have some standards and curriculums according to the educations that the younger populations and generations need. It should be standardized by the government, and the private also can involve, but not in a more or given more control in that. Because as a nation, we have also the respectful traditions. We have to educate our younger people in traditional curriculums without forgetting that it also can be involved into modern
Time's up.
education. Thank you.
Silakan Melan.
Terima kasih. Saya percaya yang namanya perkembangan teknologi dan kemajuan teknologi ada efek negatif dan positifnya. Tetapi bagi saya melihat lebih banyak efek positifnya karena kemajuan teknologi yang memiliki standar akan lebih mudah mengatur dan lebih mudah mengatur dan give me a second. Let me think little bit. Maksud saya adalah perkembangan teknologi dapat mendukung sistem pendidikan dan bahkan mendukung
Time's up. Silakan ke
So I understand what Melan tried to say, that technology are important, but I think the notion wasn't highlight on that. The notion highlight on the control over educational system. And it was a big responsibility for the private sections if they take over more control. As we know, in traditional subjects, we have some highlight subjects as Bahasa Indonesia, Pancasila, and other things that we can only control when the government has some curriculums that control over the overall education for our younger society. Can you imagine if there's no longer Pancasila, Bahasa Indonesia, traditional like arts and everything in Indonesia, to be able to teach to our younger generation what would our nation look like without that kind of education, and what would our younger people be when this generation will be a leader
Time's
of our
up.
country.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Maria
so
and juga Bella. Tepuk tangan dulu dong. Untuk mencapai kesetaraan gender yang sesungguhnya, laki-laki harus mengambil tindakan afirmatif di bidang-bidang seperti pendidikan dan perawatan anak, yang secara tradisional didominasi oleh perempuan. Alright girls, our notion knockout starts now. Siapa? Setengah-setengah. Kita ulang sekali lagi ya. Ini our notions starts now. Fiori, silakan.
Oke, thank you. Untuk mosi ini saya akan setuju karena berdasarkan Bureau Labor Statistik hanya 12% dari laki-laki yang mendominasi pekerjaan-pekerjaan seperti di bidang pendidikan dan juga kesehatan untuk anak-anak. Seperti perawat, didominasinya oleh wanita. Kita harus mengembrace tindakan afirmasi ini dengan tetap memperhatikan prinsip meritokrasi. Karena sejatinya pekerjaan-pekerjaan tersebut harus bisa diseleksi berdasarkan kualitas dan juga kapasitas orang tersebut, bukan berdasarkan gendernya. Karena saya yakin dalam SDGs ada equality gender juga. Kita harus bisa sama-sama menyetarakan, bukan hanya perempuan yang bisa sama dengan laki-laki, tapi juga laki-laki bisa sama stigmanya dengan perempuan. Saat ini sangat disayangkan stigma terhadap pekerjaan-pekerjaan di bidang pendidikan anak ataupun perawatan kesehatan sangat lekat dengan perempuan sehingga laki-laki tidak dapat
Ya, selanjutnya, Fiza, silakan encounter your statement.
Personally, I'm sorry, but I'll have to disagree about this. I believe that affirmative action is needed by women for these subjects because women-empowered fields are often seen as stigmatized. These fields are often seen as maybe less powerful comparison to male-dominated roles, which is why I believe we need more women to speak up about this. Women are capable of speaking up on their own to achieve gender equality. We can take a great example from our Ibu Kartini or even Ibu Ruslanul Said. They were amazing feminists of their generation who have impacted women today to achieve gender equality. And they did that all on their own. I believe we should take example from them and lead women to empower themselves. Thank you.
Alright, great.